Now, Rock Talk with Mitch Lafon.
We are speaking with singer U.D.O from the band U.D.O. The new album, A Game Over, is available now. And U.D.O, I always tell you this. I first saw you at the Montreal Forum in January of 1984, opening for Kiss. Wow. And I was so incredibly... Long time. Yeah, I know. I don't look that old, but trust me, I am.
But, nobody's really old. It's all numbers. Only numbers.
It's in the mind. But when I saw you that first time, it was game over for me. I went, yep, that's a band I gotta follow, and that's a guy I gotta follow. So always a pleasure to talk to you, and always a pleasure to catch up and talk about new music and music in general. So bienvenue and bonjour, as we say in Montreal.
Oh yeah, bonjour.
So Game Over.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's got more of a, I don't want to say political point of view on this one, but you are sort of saying, hey, listen, global warming, child soldiers, etc. Talk to me about the lyrical content on this, because it's not just rock and roll all night and party every day.
No, not sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Right? No, it's not.
No. Rock and roll, yes, but the rest not. Sex, okay, still, in a way. We're getting old.
That happens.
No, yeah. The lyrics. In a way, I mean, we are talking about the climate's changing. Some things, kids and guns, for example, is against weapons. It's better to talk to each other than to kill each other. And that's Midnight Stranger. It's somebody, a lot of people now during also the pandemic stuff, they don't know what to do. Where are they? What is the future? What's going on, And he is walking around. Midnight is a little bit. The name was okay. Midnight Stranger. The sound was good. Okay, in a way, it's calling like he feels like a stranger now, And a little bit of ironic is in there in the beginning, like a Superman coming in. But this is more ironic. Maybe you never know. Maybe it's Superman, become Superman or whatever. And then, of course, we have Holy Invaders, for example, is like when you see now what happened in Afghanistan, So they tell you what kind of religion you have to choose. I mean, it cannot be, I mean, everybody can choose his own religion, whatever it is, And then we have like a beast. Is about stalking, your girl sometimes taking the phone and said, who is it, Then always like somebody's like, whatever, or you never know who is behind you, who's watching you in some places. And that's about this. This also happened. And and then we have also like songs like Metal Never Dies. Yeah, okay, this is about the music, I think this kind of music will never die. I mean, I see so many generations following this kind of music that we're doing. There's always a new generation coming up. I mean, I do it long enough, I see that. And and of course, the lyrics in Metal Never Dies is a little biography by myself. In the beginning, when I started making music, and I didn't have that much to say, but then in the end, I have a lot of things to say, Then what else? Marching Tank, for example, is like, in a way, also about myself. I mean, my son came up with this idea, and he said, hey, they call you everywhere the German tank. I said, of course, I know that. And he said, you are the marching tank, and you always go forward, and you never give up, and you still go on, So that's it's a way in a mix up of everything,
So then talk to me though about that importance though of having to say something, because a lot of music comes out, especially pop music and dance music, and it's just have a good time on a Friday night. Why was it important for you to say something and not just go, hey, metal fans, raise your fist and loud guitars? And
I never, also in the old band, except, we always never was writing songs about dragons, middle age, or the 1,000 tons of steel and all that stuff. We always.
Nothing wrong with U.D.O, though. Nothing wrong with U.D.O.
No, I know. Don't no worry. I mean, I like U.D.O very, very much,
and dragons.
But for us, it was an exception still with U.D.O. I mean, I would love to write lyrics, what's happened in the world, what's going on. I don't want to be a teacher and say, hey, you have to listen and do this and this. If you get into the lyrics, it's okay. If you don't and listen just to the music and the melody, it's also okay, But I found out that a lot of people are interested in the lyrics, and the most of the time they get the meaning. And that's good. I don't want to write about things not really true. There's science fiction or whatever, No, it's more interesting. It's more interesting to say something.
Yeah, and I like the point that you can just get into the music and the melody, because that's sort of how I've always approached music. I mean, I kind of like the Def Leppard lyrics of, love is like a bomb, baby, come and get it. I mean, it's just, listen.
Yeah, I mean, Def Leppard. Great band, Def Leppard, of course. I mean, for me, music is that the people can get together with the music, or in let's say in a concert, that you're not staying like there and have to think too much. It may be too complicated or whatever. I mean, we are making music, for me, especially myself, and I think also a lot of other bands, that the people enjoy it, can follow the music and can sing along. I mean, this is like what the people want at a concert, when they go to a concert, they want to have fun, they want to sing, and, you want to really a part of it. And that's, I think, it's the most important thing for me, to write songs.
I definitely agree. The song lyrics, and I'll get off of this in a second, it comes from you touring the world and seeing what's going on. And like we mentioned at the beginning, I saw you in 1984. What have you sort of seen in the last years where you just went, oof, there's something to write here? Because
let's say, I mean, especially when we start touring in the Eastern countries, when that was getting open.
Right.
I mean, and I remember one thing, that was when we did the first Russian tour. So we came into a town and there was little hills on the street, with a pipe coming out there. And then I was asking the tour manager, say, hey, what is this? And he doesn't really want to tell us what it is, And I said, yeah, come on, there are people living in there. They're like, what? Or you have some situations. Okay, it's now that's changing also in Russia, but in the beginning, you was in a 5-star hotel, eating steak, drinking wine, whatever, normal, like in whatever, Paris, London, Germany, wherever. And then you come out of the hotel and you see the poor people directly in front of the hotel. And this is all things, that gets, for me, in my mind, it's like, hey, come on, there is something wrong in this world, And then you start writing lyrics about. We was also writing lyrics on the streets. That was on the steel factory. That was then something what the Majdanek in Ukraine, in Kiev, happened. We was writing lyrics about this, I mean, we have a close friendship to some people in Ukraine. It was really like, wow, what's going on, And yeah, and there's so many things that happen, and then I want to write something about it, not like, okay, you have to listen to that. No, it's for me more interesting than, instead of write lyrics, okay, and this is the new dragon. He's now in metal, the metal dragon, or whatever, stuff like that.
We love our dragons. We love our dragons. I got to tell you.
Yeah, metal dragons, okay.
We love our dragons. The band, of course, has welcomed a couple of new members. Talk to me about bringing in new members, because I've always felt that new members sometimes brings a renouveau, a little renewal, brings some freshness to everything.
Oh yeah, that
I'm
definitely happened
yeah.
with these two new guys I have. I mean, the first thing was the bass player, my old friend Fitty Wienholder. He was together with me 23 years. And that then he came up after in 2018. I think that was in 2018. He said, "I'm tired. I don't want to tour anymore. I want to be more with my family," and so on and on and on. Okay, we have to respect it. Say, "Hey, Fitty, okay, if you really want to stop, okay." So that was the first thing we have to search for new bass player.
Yeah.
So, and then I was not really sure about a bass player. This is like the same with drummers. They have to fit together and all that stuff. And and then Andre Smirnov, he came to me and said, "Hey, you remember we had this band Vicious Rumor? They opened up for us. And this bass player definitely is the right guy." And he was right. So we called him, or Andre was getting in contact with him. And then Tegan said, "Yeah, that's the kind of music I always want to do. I'm really a fan of classic heavy metal." So, and then, that was then the first new member, and the G Dummers. I was not looking for a well-known guitar player. Of course, I can get some. That is not so difficult to do this. But they already have their own style. They're already like, I don't know. For me, it was important to have an unknown guy, a young guy. And he came to an audition. He was sending us a demo stuff. And then I said, "Yeah, okay, you have to learn this and this song." And then he came to the audition, and that was like after 50 minutes, I knew this is the guy. That's definitely. And then I was talking to him. That's also a personal, very important thing for me. How is it person? How is he thinking? What he's thinking about a lot of things. Yeah. So and then the band was completed again.
The band's
So
complete.
but it's also now I have a really young band around me. My son is 27, D is 28, and Thielen, the bass player, he's 30, and the oldest one after me is Andrei Smirnov, my Russian guy, and he's 35. I mean,
Wow.
come on, this is
Well,
35 is nothing.
let me ask you this. Since you have a young band and they've got another 20 or 30 or 40 years of career in front of them, would you say to Sven at some point, "Hey, take over, get yourself a new singer and go be U.D.O 30 years from now"? Because why not?
Maybe there is already one good singer. And you know what? It's my son.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can sing very, very good, but it's a little different. It's not like
No, but
it's a
take the
little bit
brand
deeper.
and move
Yeah,
forward.
yeah. So, and that's always what I said. It said, always, guys, hey, this band fits perfectly together. Get a new drummer, and I said to my son, "And do you go in front?" And here we go. But I don't want to retire. Maybe
No,
no.
we don't want you to retire yet, but I mean, I see a
One
lot of
day.
young guys joining Judas Priest and joining and Phil X and Bon Jovi, and it's like, well, they're going to retire before you are over. So what's plan B? And in this case with your son,
That's you never know. I mean, you never know what can be some healthy stuff. You never know.
yeah.
I mean, come on, we are not 20 years old, and
And look at the
and
pandemic. A lot of people have said, "I'm just going to stay home. I'm done."
this is horrible.
Probably your bass player. I know the guy in Foreigner, the saxophone guy. He just went, "I've been home for a year. I'm just going to stay home."
Yeah, but he's living in Slovenia. There's also sometimes very difficult to go somewhere. Also, my Russian guy, it's at the moment, okay, he's living now in Ukraine, not in Russia anymore. But it's like they are so tired to stay home. They want to do something. Okay, we was quite busy. with a studio work, or not studio work, haha, yeah, okay, in a way, yes, studio, but everything was over the internet during the pandemic. We couldn't be together really working, on songs, but it was always like a conference on Skype, Zoom, whatever. And yeah, and everybody is now looking forward to go on stage, and yeah, hopefully everything will be more normal next year, and it looks like now it will be happen next year that we can go on tour again,
Yeah, so let me just quickly talk about that, because you put a video out recently on your socials where you said, listen, we got to cancel, sorry, but we're going to start again. Just talk to me about disappointing the fans, and then of course saying, listen, don't get so disappointed, just give it 6 months, we're coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, that was also like everybody was looking forward to this, the first half of a European tour, So, and then it was so quick, and then a lot of promoters said, we have to cancel this, we cannot handle this, and then some promoters were scared about ticket sales. We don't know what's going on, you never know, blah, blah, blah. So, and then more, and then we said, hey, come on, it makes no sense. I mean, we cannot go from to Milano, Italy, to Helsinki, Finland, and have 4 or 5 days off in between. This is financial wise not possible to do this, So, and then we said, okay, we move everything to next year, but it was clever of the management. He was booking already, just in case, reserve all the dates, the same dates for next year.
Very smart, very smart.
Yeah. So that we were talking about it already over the summer. So what we are doing is we have to do the cancel thing. Yeah, I reserved everything, it's fine. And he said, and he's right, everybody wants to go on tour next year, everybody. That will be exploding. So, yeah. And then if you start too late booking, then can be happened. Then the promoter says, sorry.
You can be frozen out. I mean, I saw the tote board at the Montreal promoter for next year, and it's everybody. And he just went, wow. As a rock fan, it's kind of like, wow.
So hopefully everything works next year.
Fingers crossed. You mentioned classic heavy metal before. You have done that for 30, 40 years. You've delivered classic metal. You've stayed very metal. At any point, though, do you want to see yourself getting out of that and doing something different? Have you had an urge to do a salsa record or just something different, or is it just metal till you die?
Yeah, let's say, for example, when I did the VR1 album with the orchestra, it's also still metal, but in a different way. That thing's what I really like to do. Maybe there was already asking us, maybe we can do another album. I said, why not? But this is completely a different thing when you instead of doing an U.D.O album. This is completely a different thing, and you're learning so much about how they put harmonies together and so on. There was really a learning process after I don't know how many years I do this. There was like, okay, that's very interesting, and stuff like that would be is for me interesting to do something with an orchestra. My dream, but I think I don't know if I have time enough to do this, is to make a rock musical.
That'd be kind of cool, like a Tommy. Like a Tommy, that'd be great.
Yeah, something like a really rock musical, but. This is also a thing, you need really time to do this, find the right composers and this and this and this, and this is not easy. But maybe, you never know, maybe I have time enough to do it one day.
Maybe I'll write one for you and hire you. That'll be, the way to do it.
I mean, we are still young.
Yeah, well, I'm getting up there. Obviously, the first time I saw you, like I said, was the opening for Kiss in Montreal. The last time I saw you was in Montreal again, and you were doing that. I don't want to say a tribute to Accept, a night of
this one.
remembering. Let's call it that.
Yeah, okay.
And you said, "I'm never doing it again." And then the next year, you did it again. Is it fully retired, or do you still think, you know what? Every so often, I just got to go out and sing Balls to the Wall because fans still love that.
I mean, that was the point, you know. I mean, I was doing the Dirk Snyder thing, playing only Accept songs for nearly 3 years, nearly 300 shows. And I mean, it was not
All
planned,
great.
you know. Yeah, that was not planned. It was just in the beginning, we said a lot of people was asking for this, and we said, okay, we do maybe 10, 15 shows all over Europe, and that's it. And the whole thing was exploding, you know. I mean, really exploding. So, and then we said, okay, go on, and go on. And then the first part was over. And then everybody said, there are more songs. There has to be the second part. Okay, second part. So, and after this 3 years, I was tired to play Accept songs, you know. I was like, no, come on, you have already 16 U.D.O albums. Come on, you have enough own stuff, you know. So, but maybe I was too quick. But after this 3 years, that was the point to say, come on, over. And yeah, I mean, still the people, for example, America, a good example. So when we were booking the American tour, and the promoter, they called up my management and said, yeah, we heard U.D.O doesn't want to play any Accept songs anymore. And my management said, yeah, that's right. He doesn't want to play Accept. Yeah, but he cannot go on America tour without Balls to the Wall. This is not possible. And really, it's in a contract that I have to play Balls to the Wall.
Yeah.
And my management called me and said, is that okay? I said, come on. Yeah, of course, Balls to the Wall in America, you have to do this. I know that. I mean, yeah. Hey. So, and in the meanwhile, it's now nearly 4 years over with this Dirk Snyder thing. And I think in not everywhere, but in a lot of countries, I will play some Accept songs, maybe 2 or 3
yeah.
in the end as a bonus, you know, and the set list. So, I mean, it's like, somebody said to me, can you imagine Deep Purple without Smoke on the Water? I said, no. So it's in a way the same, you know. So,
but we have to imagine Deep Purple without Burn every year, which is terrible. They really got to start playing that.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, but the Burn is
the Coverdale. You know, it's funny because people don't understand that. But for example, in Japan, the promoter there, U.D.O, not you, told Styx, you got to play Babe, or I'm not booking you. And they don't want to play Babe because they don't have Dennis DeYoung anymore, but they played Babe because when Mr. U.D.O says you're playing Babe, you're effing playing Babe.
Yeah, Mr. U.D.O, yeah. Yeah, but you know, I can imagine that the people say, hey, come on, you know, I mean, also it's like, not maybe their own wish, but it's for the selling tickets and all that, what promote and stuff like that. It's very important, you know, and I mean, I also said now, okay, come on, this is also my history. Why not? You know, I can do that, and I was singing the songs. You know, for me it's not a problem to do this. So, and then I said, okay, come on, we know which countries we have to do that, and we know also countries where we don't have to play.
Well, here's what you do, because years ago you released a piano version of Balls to the Wall, which is fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of people was haters, you know. Like,
screw the haters. I love it. I think it's fantastic. So just do that on a piano and just freak everybody out. And the promoter will say, "But you'll say, I played it. You didn't say how. I played it." I love the piano version. I had it in my iPhone up until about a month ago, and then I ran out of space, so I had to reshuffle some songs. But I love it.
It's for me also a very interesting thing, you know, what we did. So it's different, but so what, you know?
Well, exactly. And it was kind of cool to be able to sing the song slowly with, anyway, I love it. Yeah, you know, and I'll finish on this. In the press release, it says that U.D.O is the original voice of the cult band Accept. And I'm just kind of curious about why a cult band, because they're sort of I mean, I don't know. Aren't they bigger than a cult band?
I don't, I don't know, this is like, yeah, I mean, this is they mention always around it, this is the voice of accept or was the voice of accept. Yeah, of course. I know. But they do sometimes they put things around and it's like, hello.
Yeah, no, I'm reading that and I'm going, I know he's not in the band, but they're not a cult band. I mean, obviously they're not Metallica, but
No, definitely not.
anyway, always a pleasure. Thank you for the memories. I mean, that last show where you did with Dirk Schneider was terrific. And of course, that Kiss one was terrific and U.D.O was terrific. So come on, keep it over. And the new album, Game
Yeah,
Over,
so
is fantastic.
that will be definitely, I mean, so I have already they showed us the first shows for America and Canada. So that will be in September, October. And I think then definitely that will happen. I mean, then I think the pandemic will be not completely over. That will be still there for a long time, but everybody now can handle that. I see that in Germany now, they want to go away with all the strict things, this is forbidden, this is forbidden. It's going really now up back to normal. So
Well, here
I
we're
think
at 100%.
yeah, so that will be definitely also happened in America or Canada, so
Yeah. Very much looking forward. Keep rocking, and it's always great when a dad has his son in his band. I love seeing that. And as we say in Montreal, merci. Great pleasure.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye bye. Au revoir.
Bye bye.